Hello there, yarn lovers, it's Gary and I'm coming to you from my happy place, the Yarn Corner here on Vancouver Island in Canada. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is Saturday, February the 24th, 2024. How are you all doing? I hope you're well and staying safe. I have a jam-packed episode to fill you in on a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So it'll be an assortment and a catch-up. I'll make sure all the yarning goodies are up front. So if you're just sticking around for that, it'll be ready and available as you watch. And then if you want to continue watching, I'll catch you up on what's been going on here in my community that my husband Chad and my little puppy Pixel, or our little puppy Pixel, live in. So yeah, if you're happening across this channel for the very first time, I want to welcome you. I've set this channel up to talk about all of my yarning adventures. That's in knitting, crocheting. I dabble a little bit in yarn dyeing, nothing in a huge way, just every once in a while I'll get into the garage and cook up some colors and talk to you about all of those wonderful explorative finds as well with what I cook up. So if that's of interest, please stick around. For those returning, I want to say welcome back. I really appreciated your comments in the previous videos that I've dropped, as well as connecting with me with what you're making and what yarns you're using and sales that you've found. So I want to thank you so much for extending all of that wisdom and all of those learns that you have along the way with me. I really appreciate it. So I normally start kicking into talking about what Hank, my man for me, is wearing, and he is wearing a crocheted cowl. It's called the Cobblestone Cowl, and it's by the designer Kaye Adolphson. And I will include any of the patterns that I mention, or YouTubers, or other things that are of interest down in the description box. So if you want to find out more information, you can go down in the description box to find all the links and any details that I talk about in this episode. Okay, the first thing that we're going to cover, my one and only finished item for this episode, it is called the Colourist. It is a knitted pattern that I purchased from Ravelry. The designer's name is Lisa Haynes. I really like the pattern. It was a learn for me. I was being taught how to do drop stitch and cabling with that drop stitch, which creates this lovely mesh-like overlay. The texture is amazing. This pattern has a written form as well as a chart. So if you like one or the other, you're covered. And it's a 4-page pattern. So if you're on the go, this will fit nicely into a project bag and it doesn't really take up much room. I really liked working on the pattern. I was looking for a worsted weight shawl knitted pattern, and that one answered the call for what I needed for this project. So a little bit about why I came to use the yarn that I'm going to show you in a moment, as well as this pattern, was I was challenged by Hobbii to participate in hashtag No Shades of Grey, and it ended yesterday. So the yarn was gifted to me by Hobbii, which is a Denmark store. They sell online yarn as well as tools of the craft. So yeah, I used this yarn from them and I did the pattern. Yeah, it's all done. So I wasn't quite finished when the video had to drop. I had to edit it and stuff, so I was almost finished, but I wasn't quite there. So this was my 4th make for the hashtag, and it is all finished. I love the color. What do you think? Absolutely love it. And there's that crush mesh that I overlay that I was talking to you about. It worked out very nice. So the back side of it, if you're interested to see, because it is mostly a stockinette stitch, so the back side is mostly the pearls with the little dimples there. That is from the drop stitch that you carry over and cable with it. Absolutely love this type of shape as well. And I have a question for you, because You start with a garter tab up here without giving too much of the secrets away from this meg, and then it grows from the center tab, and then you knit sort of like this way, and you're adding stitches on either side. But the shape I was hoping would block out the extra or excess fabric from the garter stitch up here. And I've done shapes like this before in other patterns, and I've been able to block out that extra fabric so that it lays nice and flat like the bottom of a U shape. But it didn't block out, and now I call it my mustache syndrome, where the top part of the shape has a peak in it, and then it goes back to the other side of it. So there's like this extra bit of fabric. If you know how to avoid having that, I'd love to hear your comments. Is it because the garter tab needs to be tighter when you're starting it off? Or is it that I need to relax my edging stitch as I am doing the rest of the garment so that there's no pulling, that I can stretch it extra? I'm not sure what to do there. But again, the yarn itself is 100% acrylic, so maybe that could be the reason why as well it did not block out as well as like a wool would from an animal fiber. But yeah, let me wear it for you so you can take a look. I don't know how long I can wear it because it is quite warm in this room here. But yeah, where's my ends? I always find it hard to get dressed when I've got the camera rolling. There we go. See, there's that extra bit of roll there. But oh, so lovely and warm. And let's talk about the yarn. So the tea time yarn was from Hobbii. It came in a cake form. So this is the ball band of it, or the cake band, I should say. 100% acrylic. The colorway is Matcha, and the color number, should you need it, is 13. They're considering it a 4-weight yarn here on the label, but when I was using it, I treated it more like a light worsted DK. So number 3. And yeah, so I enjoyed it and held together with it this yarn here. It's the Hobbii Friends Kid Silk, and this is a lace weight yarn. So we have in here, it is 72% mohair, 23% silk, and 3% wool. Really nice yarn. I would say now that they're both used together and the softness factor of this, if you have any adverse feeling towards any prickling or rustic kind of feel, then I would say maybe this combination would not suit you. But for me, I'm rating it normally out of 5, 5 being the softest for the fabric. I'm giving it a 3.5. So that's well enough for me to wear against my skin, around my neck. I don't have any issues with that. But others who do have that adverse effect, they need to always have a 5 out of 5 for wearing against their neck, then perhaps this kind of fabric using the 2 yarns together is not for you. What needles did I use? So I used a 5.5mm set of Chiagoo stainless steel, and it's my interchangeable set that I have. So these are the exact needles and the cable cord that I used in between. I really liked working with the yarn with the stainless steel because it just glided across. There was no drag. I could, convey about all of my stitches nicely. They weren't sort of like holding on tight. Just an amazing tool to use for more of a fuzzier yarn. Yeah, so when I was using center pull on the cake, I was finding that because it was compact, there was 634 yards of yarn in the cake for the tea time. I was pulling from the center and it was coming out in clumps. So I had to untangle for the first maybe 50 grams, 80 grams. And then it was fine. It was like, okay to just use as normal. So just a warning there that when you get the cake and you're sort of pulling from the center, there is a little bit of, you know, fussing about the yarn, and then it works up nicer coming out from the cake without any issues. Here we are back again. I had a little break. I was worried about the light that was coming in, so I had to put the blind down and do some testing. I was talking to you about some things, and the sun just came streaming through and blowing everything out, so you couldn't see any colors. So I'm back again, and I'm carrying on with my whips. So this is the whip that you've seen a few times in my update videos, and I'm just catching you up on where I am with it. I'm making some really good progress, and it's called the Cosmic Dandy by Julie Knits in Paris. It'll be in the description box below. It's a knitted shawl, and I bought this on Ravelry, I think. But anyway, the link will be there. Here it is. Again, oops. Again, this is what I was talking about with the center tab and then having to do a semicircle type shawl. This one is laying flat like it should be intended, and I'm using a mostly animal fiber base. There is some nylon in here, but most of it is wool, and I'm not getting that extra excess the mustache syndrome happening. It's already flattened, so it's working out lovely. The last time I showed it, I was in the vertical stripes area here, and I had only done around 20 vertical stripes, but I've since knitted across the bottom all the way, and I think there's probably around 350 stripes, but I didn't end up counting them. It took me a while to get through, and I had to pick up for the last and final section here of the shawl pattern, and it's in brioche, so I've done possibly around 20 of the rows, and I think I have about another 30 to 36 rows to do, and then I bind off. So hopefully the next time I show this, it'll be finished. All my ends will be woven in. This pattern does ask for 3 colors, but I went overboard and I put in 5 colors, possibly because I missed out. Sorry, I didn't have enough of every color that that the pattern needed, so I had to switch up my colors. But I really like how it turned out. It's going to be a beautiful pattern. I love how it drapes already. It's lightweight, it breathes. The patterns are reminding me a lot of the 70s. So we have browns, and we have kind of like a, it's kind of like a lime green and a mustard. So there are very 70 based inspired colors in this, and it's wonderfully soft. And I actually dyed up some of this yarn, so it really does mean a lot to me having the colors that I put in this garment, ones that I had made myself. So not all of them, just 2 of them are from my own dyed experiments. And let's take a look at the yarn, shall we? The needles that I had as well, I'm using, again, my Chiagoo stainless steel interchangeable needles. It is the 3.75 millimeter. The length of the cable, I believe, is 40 or 46, something like that. So enough for me to do this shawl. It does gather up along it. So I think that the circumference from the wing tip to wing tip and the semicircle is going to be probably around, I don't know, maybe around, say, I'm guessing 65 inches, which is probably, what is that, 5'8". Yeah, so I'm liking the size of it. It's going to be a great size. So here's a look at the pattern without giving details away. That's the front page there. The pattern's really nice because it's versatile. It gives you two options. You can do extra vertical lines or you could do extra garter stitch. So Julie gives you two options there. And there are probably around 8 pages of explanation. Obviously, because it's got two styles of patterns, that it's broken down to choose one or the other, and it makes references back to each of the patterns, so you can be assured that you're helped along the way to do both of them. And I am housing all of the yarn in my wonderful project bag here. That was a gift from Kit, and she used to have a YouTube channel called All Things Crochet and Knit with Kit. So love my bag. Mustard color that I'm using is a Hobbii yarn, and it is their Unicorn Solid, and this is a wool nylon, like a marine nylon blend. And the colors that I have cooked up are these two colors here, and this was on the base from a Regia yarn sock. Regia is a brand of yarn, and it's a fingering weight as well. The color initially was just a beige, and I had overdyed it with Aztec Gold, Chestnut Brown, and I believe this darker one here has a little bit of black in it as well. So I'm using those two. I have another yarn as well, which is this one that I've put away since, because I'm not using it anymore. I've used it already, but it is the Wool Star. This is the green Wool Star from Gazzal, and it's the colorway called Tawny Olive. And this was a gift from Crystal over at Bag of Day. I love this color, and I still have about 5 other hanks of this yarn. Since I've worked with it, I'm going to make another project with those 5 hanks and just use up that one color because it's a beautiful color. And the other one which I have put away as well is this one here, which I got from Temu, and it was a synthetic yarn to resemble a mohair, and it's called Color, and it was a brown that I added in as well. So it's called Magic Color Mohair, although it doesn't have any mohair in it. It's more of all synthetic, but it's lovely and soft, and I used that in the garment as well. So plenty of brown, a really nice green, like a lime green, and a mustard. There was also one mini hank that I wanted to use up, and it was from a collection that was in a mystery bag that I purchased from my friend Judy, and she has a YouTube channel called Judy's Creations in Crochet, and it was only about 10 grams, and that also was added into this section here, and I love that too. So again, how many yarns is that? The Regia in 2 colors, the Gazzal, the color Mohair, which was a synthetic yarn, the highlighter yellow from the mini set, and the last one is, what was it again? Oh, the Hobbii Solid Unicorn. So 5, and it's only meant to really have 3. So yeah, again, last look at it. And if you want to see the opposite side, because that's going to show you a different type of quality of stitching and color blending, that's the opposite side there. It's all garter stitch apart from the 3rd section, which is the brioche. Yeah, and then a front. I just love it. Love the drape of it. I'm super excited to talk to you about the next little bit here on a offer WeCrochet, otherwise known as crochet.com, have offered us here on the channel. It is a 20% off discount when you are checking out to use the code LOVECrochet, and it is good until February the 29th, 2024. I have an affiliated link down below at no extra cost to you. If you use it, there will be a little bit of a kickback to the channel, and I'll put that back into the yarn. So if you are shopping at crochet.com, you can help us out here and click on the link down below and make good of that discount code as well before the 29th of February 2024. So because I'm talking about WeCrochet, I did stop over at the Knit Picks side of things, and I did purchase some yarn as well. The yarn at Knit Picks is also offered at crochet.com. So if you're looking at some of this yarn, I think some of it might have been on sale at the time that I made the purchase, but it has arrived and it came in this bag here. The price points that I'm going to mention to you on this purchase will be in US currency. So if you are from another place, maybe use your converter to figure out what it is in your home currency. Yeah, so I purchased this wonderful yarn once before, and it's called the Upcycle Alpaca Blend, and it comes in a two types of weights, and this one here is a sport weight, which is the number 2 weight yarn, and that's what it looks like there. So it's a beautifully wound plied yarn. You can see the twist on it. It's kind of an even average twist, and I like this yarn because it does give you a sensation here of different colors. So it's slightly heathered, and it has a bit of a fuzz to it because of the nature of what the fiber is inside. There's alpaca. The colorway that I'm showing you here is called Cornflower, and I'm getting senses there of mottled blues and grays. I just love this yarn so much. So the price point on this when I purchased it, I'm not sure whether it was on sale, but it was $4.99 per ball, and I got 5 of them. So the ball is offering up 100 grams, 273 yards, and it is yarn that is made in Peru. The care instructions are to hand wash, lay flat to dry, and the content is 33 alpaca, 34 wool, 32 acrylic, suggesting here to use a 3 to 5 numbered knitting needles, that's a US measurement, or a crochet hook of E7. The softness of this one, it's a little rustic, I would say, but I would be able to wear that against my skin with no undergarments required. So I'm rating it out of 5. It's going to be a 3.5. So nice and soft. You can smell the natural fibers in there from the alpaca, and I like that smell. Nice, clean and fresh smell. So I got 5 of the cornflower, and I also purchased, excuse my reach, 5 of this color here, which is called Sea Glass, and I have an idea of using this yarn in a project. Oh, I've got the fuzz went on my face. So yeah, this is Sea Glass, the colorway, same specs as the cornflower, and same price as well, $4.99 per ball. In the purchase as well, I have a project that I have in mind. I purchased this yarn. I felt it for the very first time when I received a nice donation box of yarn from Knit Picks, and I fell in love with the Twill. So these 2 colors I purchased in the order, and it is fingering weight yarn. This colorway is called Crabapple, and this colorway is called Jade. So let me tell you a little bit about the yarn. The Twill is 100% superwash merino. I can machine wash this in cold water and lay flat to dry. It is yarn that is also made in Peru, and they're suggesting here a number 1 to 3 set of knitting needles, US, that's US measurement, and a B/E crochet hook. What else can I tell you about this yarn? So in 100 grams, I'm getting 366 yards in each of the hanks. It's wonderfully soft. Yeah, I would rate this a 4 out of 5 for softness, and I would not need an undergarment for this. I could wear this fabric against my skin. So a little bit about the delivery of this. It came to me from the United States, and it traveled the USPS system, which is the postal service in the US, and then it came through to Canada Post, which is our postal system, which is great. I didn't have to pay any extra for the delivery. The shipping was $0. Oh, that's because WeCrochet. I just remembered, if you go over a certain threshold, the shipping is waived. They ship it to you for free, which is even better. It's wonderful. So I did forget to mention to you the cost of each of these was $13.99 US. So I thought that was well worth a beautiful yarn like this in a nice solid full saturated color. And I would probably not use these two together, but I did need them for a project, for two separate projects. So I did get them for a reason. The second order that I made was from Etsy, and this was from a store that I'll link down below as well. It is called Nikki Slip, and it's color hand dyed minis that I wanted to try out. And it cost me $17.50 Canadian. It is a Mississauga, which is an Ontario business. So it's a Canadian business, so shipped to me. I wanted to try some yarn dyes from Canada. And the shipping cost, I think it was like $8 all up. So altogether, I spent $23 for this purchase. And I absolutely love the colors. Now this colorway is called, let me just see. It's called Gleaming in the Deep. I don't know what reference that's to. It sounds like a song or something. And these are some of the minis that I got. I got 6 of these, and they're 10 grams each. And I thought that these colors would be beautiful together in a cowl. What do you think? I'm thinking like harvest time, autumnal, super rich. Maybe I'll do something fun like a color work project. And they're very, very soft. So maybe out of 5, the softness for this one is probably again a 3.75. So really nice and soft, and I do smell that cleaning type of fabric in washing the hand dyed. So it's very fragrant. I like it. It smells nice. So it's saying here it's 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. It's considered a 3-ply weight or fingering sock weight yarn. And yeah, I will link the Etsy store down below if you want to go and take a look. There's plenty of packages and colorways to choose from. And as a sampler, for $17.50 a pack, I'm loving to see how it works up and what kind of yarn the base is. So yeah, a good tester for me. So I love look at the colors. Super nice. I love it, love it, love it. Continuing on, we're pulling up to the next station. It's called Happy Mailville. I've received 2 packages in the last week since the last recording of an update, and I was not expecting these packages, so it took me by surprise. I am always floored when people send me anything, so it's never expected, but I do appreciate it, and it does put a smile on my face. So these 2 packages, the first one I'm going to show you has a backstory, and it is of a YouTube channel that I watch. I've been watching for a long time, and her name is Judy at Witch Piece Craft. Judy went traveling to the UK recently, and I was watching some of her little snippets that she had put together on her journey. And she sent me some souvenir yarns from that trip. I'm so touched. I'm very grateful for this, Judy. Thank you so much. It's put a big smile on my face. But let's take a look. I got a nice letter from her, and it tells me where the yarn has come from and some other little treats that she's put in here. And Judy, I've eaten the treats. Now these ones are from Australia, I believe. They're not from the UK because they're called wallaby bites. Makes sense, right? And I have to show an empty packet because they're all gone. They were yummy. So thank you for that. There is a pattern in here as well. I won't show you because I'm sure it's a paid for pattern, but it's called the Orkney Tweed gloves. Sorry, Orkney Tweed is the store, and then is it Brogard? Brogard mitts. Maybe if I just show you this bit here. That's what the mitts look like. There we go. So I got a full pattern on how to make them. So that's awesome. Thank you. And the letter that she's written to me says that some of this wool comes from North Ronaldsay. I hope I'm saying that correctly. It's purchased in Kirkwell, Orkney. And then there is another yarn company called Berlin. Not like the German city, but it's spelled a bit different. And it's called Yarn Company. And that was purchased in Edinburgh. So the knit pattern came from the Orkneys. So the first yarn, let's take a look. So it came in this beautiful organza bag to keep it all nice and fresh. Oh, wow. So this is the first one, and it's yarn from Ronaldsay, North Ronaldsay. It's like really like a true rustic yarn, and it has that sheepy farm smell. I love it. I love it. The softness factor is probably better when it's washed because it still has that lanolin in there and probably some debris as well. But I love that because it captures the time and place, the essence of the actual sheep brand as well. So this is 100% North Ronaldsay wool. I don't know what kind of wool that would be, but it's grown and spun in North Ronaldsay, and the batch is called, oh, it's got a code. The color is gray, and the meters are 255, and you're getting 95 grams in here. That's the ply of it, and it looks to me like it's probably going to work up more like a DK weight. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Thank you. This would make something very nice and warm, I think. And yeah, the softness factor, because it is that natural rustic wool with not much treatment to it, I'm going to give it probably a 2 out of 5 for softness. But I have no issues with wearing something like this, especially like if it's in color work in a sweater, or if it's something that I can put an undergarment on, that this will be fine. Yes, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. The other two that I have in here are these two balls, and this is from the Berlin Yarn Company. That's what I was saying with the spelling. It's not the same as the German city. It's spelt differently, but perhaps I'm mispronouncing it. This yarn is called PD Brown, and this one is called Speckled Hen. They're the names of the colors. That is awesome. So this one is 50 grams and I'm getting 150 meters. They're suggesting here to use a 3.5 millimeter set of knitting needles. It's considered a 4-ply or semi-worsted. A 4-ply, it must be like a DK weight yarn. Yeah, that's looking like a DK weight yarn. And 100% wool made in the UK. batch is speckled 2022 was when it was spun. What else does it say here? Yarn from sheep bred on croft on the outer Hebrides, Scotland. So this is Scottish yarn, and I think this is the same. Yep. 50 grams, 150 meters. 150 meters, yeah, both the same kind of styles of yarn. This one's more of a heathered style, solid, and this one is a mailed. So maybe I could work up the gloves in this, the glove pattern. Absolutely love that. Thank you so much, Judy. It's very kind of you to be thinking of others when you're on a holiday, buying your souvenir yarn. So I appreciate that a lot. It's very thoughtful. The second package that I have arrived via Canada Post, and it is from my friend Melinda. And Melinda lives in Canada as well. I put these on top because Chad was like, can we have the chocolates? So yes, we've dug into the chocolates. I think there's only about 3 or 4 of them left. And it is from Mill Creek, and they're handmade chocolates. They're got amazing centers, like we gobbled up the fudge style caramels, and then there were some nutty ones as well. So yeah, they're almost all gone. Thank you, Melinda. Pixel also got a bag of treats, and these are the peanut butter puppers. She's had some of them too, so we both have been chowing down, like us with the chocolates and Pixel with her peanut treats. So I have a letter in here from Melinda, but I won't read it because it's I kind of like keeping that sort of thing private. But here is the card. It's a good day to be happy. Yeah, so just a note to make you smile. And it says here, have a great spring from Melinda. And there's more in there. But yeah, love that, thanks. And Melinda is becoming our sock supplier, because we have been wearing her socks that she's created and made for us over the course of, I'm going to say, the last 4 years since the YouTube channel started. So these are going to be, Chad's found them already and said that he's going to wear his for reading socks. So these are the 2 socks that she has made for Chad. And this colourful pair here, I believe, is the Shawl and the Ball. And that's the colourway there. I'm kind of guessing because that looks like the colourway. And he said he loved how they were slightly different. And he's gonna wear them when he reads. And the second pair here, which is more of the self-patterning ferrule style, is from Hirschner's, I believe. Oh no, it's Sundance Soulful Stripes. I think you can get this Soulful Stripes on Hirschner's, or once you're able to get that there. I'm not sure whether they still sell that yarn, but he said he's super happy to wear them. So I thought I'd jump in here and show them so that he can get them. The next ones are for me, and I just wear them normally because I wear boots normally during the day, like when I'm out and about. So these socks, even though they're kind of thick and woolly, they'll fit nice into boots. And this one looks to be the same kind of variety as the previous one, the Sundance Soulful Stripes. Oh, I should give you the colorway name, shouldn't I? So if you're looking at the where's that? Shawl and the Ball, the colorway is called sun salutations for those socks that had the rainbow gradated color. Then the second color from Chad's pair was the stripes in the colorway Primary. That was in there. And now my ones, I have my favorite colors, green. So this was the Sundance in the colorway green, which makes sense. And I have, let's put that in there. I have these sparkly ones. I don't know whether you can see the sparkle as well as what they're really showing up like in real life, but you can maybe see a bit of sparkle in the camera. And this one, I don't think that there's no label. I'm not sure. If I find it, I'll put it in the description box below. There's that one. And Pixel also got a few things. So Pixel has this little doggy blanket. I think it's the perfect size for her, but this is it here. It's so soft. And I love how the colors are kind of blocked out like they are. Awesome. Really, really soft. And it has a crocheted edging to make it all nice and neat. And that is Caron Cakes from Yarnspiration in the colorway called Creme Brulee. Really nice. I love them. Not only did I get things that we can wear and eat and read, but I also got a kit here that I can make. It's called the Embossed Leaf Poncho, and it's from a brand of yarn. Oh, it's from Mary Maxim, but the branded yarn that is in here is called Fair Isle, and it's the Harbour variety in this really nice green colorway. Like a greeny blue color. I don't know what you would call that. A sort of like a jade. And yeah, so it's kind of got that nice filet leaf relief patterning. So thank you for that. It comes in this nice kit that's protected in a plastic bag. And two last things in here, which is a novelty yarn, and I have to think of the perfect way of using it, are these two here. Now, Melinda, have you actually used this yarn before? If so, let me know if you've used it in a way that can help me think of where I could possibly also use it. It's called Enchant, and I don't know who makes this, but it's a zero weight yarn. Oh, Premier Yarns makes it. That's it there. I've never seen this before. So it's kind of sparkly with sequins, and this gold colored one, the sequins kind of are, what is that called when it's different colors when you move it? Iridescent. So when you move it, you get to see different colors. Like I see a purple coming out of there, as well as a blue. And this one here is silver, slightly less iridescent. Some of the sparkling on this one is more controlled. Like it's not giving me as many colors, but I am seeing a bit of pink in there and some yellow. I don't know whether you can see that on camera, but this one does showcase that a bit better. So yeah, what is this made out of? It's made in Turkey, and they're saying here it's 70% metallic and 76% metallic and 24% rayette. Payette, sorry. I don't know what payette is, but yeah. The softness factor on this, it is a little scratchy. You can actually feel the sequin. And I'm going to give this, you probably have to mix it with something. You you'd be forever making stuff. If you were using this on its own to make an item, you would be working on it for a long time. But yeah, I would say it mixes in with another yarn. So you wouldn't be maybe feeling that sequence as much. So it's hard for me to rate it out of 5 until it's within the fabric itself. But yeah, it's very, very nice. Thank you so much, Melinda. I am so spoiled. In the last section of this video, this episode, I'm going to share with you just a small snippet of what's been going on here in the community, because I am conscious about time and I know that everyone needs to move on with their day. So if you've watched this far into the video, I want to say thank you, and if you need to go, then I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to just briefly now catch you up on what's been going on in the community that my husband Chad and our puppy Pixel live in. So we have been taking Pixel to a class called Brain Games. It was a 6-week class, and this Wednesday, up and coming Wednesday, will be our last class. We're going to hold off till summer and reassess whether she needs to do another class, because she does enjoy them. It becomes now more of a social interaction with dogs rather than training her. But there are some activities in the classes which she loves to get involved with, and others, you know, she's not so keen on. As with all of us creatures, we do have our favorite things to do and then our not so favorite things. So I understand, it's part of her personality. Yeah, so I was unwell for a little bit in between the last updates, and I want to thank all the people who commented on getting better and sending well wishes and having me in your thoughts. Big thank you, because I feel much better now. I was just having a head cold for a few days, and now I can think a bit more clearly and things are on the up and up. So yeah, fully recovered, I should say, just to report on that. And what else has been going on? Okay, because I'm conscientious of the time and I don't want this to go too long, I'll just shift straight into what I've been watching, because there is a new series to us-ish that I haven't mentioned before on the channel, and it's called Criminal Report. It is a British series. It's on Apple TV, and I think we are almost done, if not done. The last episode was recapping all of the clues and stitching it all together. So really enjoyed that series. So if you're looking for a cop drama where there are some in the early days of the episode, not giving too much of the story away, there is kind of hinted at that maybe there's corruption in the police force. There is a murder, and it's a murder investigation. So there is one detective that is keen on uncovering everything. So she's kind of really hot on the trail on some of the strands or the connections that are opening up on leads, and a lot of the people who are at the end of those leads are worried that she might find out the truth. So there's a little bit of cat and mouse going on, and covering up and all that sort of thing. So it's really interesting. There are twists and turns. I really liked the storyline. It was a great kind of nail biter at some points, and then great thriller at others. So if you're interested in stitching away and looking for something, and you like crime stories, this is fictional. It's not real life or real true crime. So enjoy it. Let me know what you think if you've seen it, and if you have any other recommendations, I'd love to hear about them, so you can leave them in the comment section of the video. And with that, I think that catches you up on everything. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I hope that you have a great week. Look after yourselves, and also, if you are shopping WeCrochet, there is that coupon code to use before the end of February 2024. And happy crocheting and knitting. Bye now.